Have you ever had that strange feeling? Like something inside you is shifting, changing, growing, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is? It's as if your body is trying to tell you something, but you're not sure what the message means. Well, you're not alone. Many people around the world are experiencing these mysterious physical signs. And here's the exciting part. These signs might be telling you that you're reaching a new level in your spiritual journey. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Physical signs of spiritual growth? That sounds a bit out there. But stick with me, because what I'm about to share could change the way you see yourself and your place in the world. These signs might seem odd or even a little scary at first, but they're actually really good news. They're like little signals from your body, telling you that you're on the right path, that you're growing, evolving, and becoming more of who you're meant to be. Think of it this way. Just like a tree grows taller and sprouts new leaves, your spirit is growing too. And just like you can see a tree's growth by looking at its branches and leaves, you can spot your spiritual growth by paying attention to these physical signs. It's like your body is giving you a thumbs up, saying, "Hey, good job. You're making progress on your spiritual path." Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about these signs? What's the big deal? Well, let me tell you why this matters so much. Imagine you're on a long road trip. You're driving along, and suddenly you see a sign that says your destination is just ahead. Wouldn't that sign make you feel excited? Wouldn't it give you a boost of energy to keep going? That's exactly what these physical signs can do for your spiritual journey. If you ignore these signs, it's like missing those important road signs on your trip. You might end up feeling lost, confused, or like you're not making any progress. You could miss out on a huge opportunity for growth and transformation. It's like having a map to hidden treasure, but never bothering to look at it. You'd be missing out on something amazing. But here's the good news. When you understand these signs, it's like having a personal guide on your spiritual journey. You'll know what's happening to you and why. You'll be able to make sense of the changes you're going through. And most importantly, you'll be able to make the most of this special time in your life. Think about it this way. Have you ever tried to learn a new skill, like playing an instrument or speaking a new language? At first, it feels awkward and difficult. But as you practice, you start to notice small improvements. Maybe your fingers move more easily over the guitar strings, or you can understand a few words in that foreign movie. Those small signs of progress keep you going, right? They show you that you're getting better, even when it's hard to see the big picture. That's exactly what these physical signs of spiritual growth can do for you. They're like little pats on the back from the universe, telling you, keep going. You're doing great. When you know what to look for, you can celebrate each step of your journey. You can feel more confident and excited about where you're heading. Now that we understand why these signs are so important, let's talk about what we're going to cover in this video. I'm going to share with you 5 physical signs that show you're reaching a new spiritual level. These are things you might be experiencing right now, or things you might start to notice in the future. We'll talk about changes in your sleep patterns that might seem strange at first, but are actually really positive. We'll explore tingling sensations you might feel in your body and what they mean. We'll look at how your appetite might change in surprising ways. We'll discuss why you might suddenly feel more sensitive to the world around you. And we'll dive into the fascinating world of vivid dreams and what they can tell you about your spiritual growth. But I'm not just going to list these signs and leave you hanging. For each one, I'll explain what it means, why it happens, and how you can work with it to support your spiritual growth. I want you to come away from this video feeling empowered and excited about your journey. And here's something extra special. I'm going to share a simple but powerful exercise that you can do every day. This exercise will help you tune into these signs more easily. It's like learning to listen to your body's spiritual language. The more you practice, the better you'll get at understanding what your body is trying to tell you. Now, I want you to remember something really important as we go through this. Everyone's spiritual journey is unique. You might experience all of these signs, or just a few. You might feel them strongly, or they might be more subtle. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong way to grow spiritually. The key is to stay open, curious, and patient with yourself. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a garden full of different flowers. Some bloom early in the spring, others in the middle of summer, and some wait until fall. Each flower has its own perfect timing. Your spiritual growth is like that too. These signs will show up in their own time, in their own way, just right for you. So, are you ready to dive in? Are you excited to learn about these amazing signs that your body is trying to show you? Great! Let's start our journey together into the fascinating world of physical signs of spiritual growth. Get comfortable, open your mind, and let's explore what it means to be one of the chosen ones, those who are reaching new levels on their spiritual path. Remember, this journey isn't about becoming someone different. It's about becoming more fully yourself, the person you were always meant to be. These physical signs are like breadcrumbs on the path, leading you back to your true self. So let's follow those breadcrumbs and see where they lead us. As we go through each sign, I want you to think about your own experiences. Have you noticed any of these things happening to you? Maybe you felt something similar but didn't know what it meant. That's okay. By the end of this video, you'll have a much better understanding of what's going on in your body and your spirit. And here's a little secret. Just by watching this video and learning about these signs, you're already taking a big step on your spiritual journey. You're showing that you're open to growth and change. You're saying to the universe, I'm ready to learn and evolve. That's a powerful thing. So, are you ready to discover the amazing ways your body is trying to tell you about your spiritual growth? Are you excited to learn how to work with these signs to support your journey? Then let's dive into our first sign, the fascinating changes that might be happening in your sleep patterns. But before we do, I want you to take a deep breath. Feel your connection to your body. Notice any sensations you might be feeling right now. This awareness is the first step in tuning into your body's spiritual messages. Okay, now let's begin our exploration of the physical signs that you are reaching a new spiritual level. Continuing with the next 3 sections of the script. Have you been noticing something strange about your sleep lately? Maybe you're waking up at odd hours, like 3 a.m., for no apparent reason. Or perhaps you're sleeping less than usual, but surprisingly, you don't feel tired. If this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not going crazy, and there's nothing wrong with you. In fact, these changes in your sleep patterns might be one of the first signs that you're reaching a new spiritual level. Let's talk about why this happens. You see, sleep isn't just about resting your body. It's also a time when your spirit is extra active. It's like your spirit has its own nighttime adventures while your body takes a break. When you start growing spiritually, your spirit gets more active, and that can shake up your usual sleep routine. Think of it like this. Imagine your spirit is like a butterfly coming out of its cocoon. As it starts to wake up and stretch its wings, it might rustle around a bit, and that can disturb your sleep. But this disturbance isn't bad. It's actually a sign of beautiful transformation happening within you. Now, let's talk about that 3 a.m. wake-up call that many people experience. In spiritual traditions, the hours between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. are often called the spiritual hour or the hour of the soul. It's believed to be a time when the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is thinner. So if you find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., it might be because your spirit is extra alert during this special time. But what about sleeping less and still feeling rested? Well, as you grow spiritually, your energy often becomes cleaner and more efficient. It's like upgrading from an old, clunky computer to a sleek, new model. The new one can do more work with less effort. In the same way, your spiritually upgraded self might need less sleep to feel fully charged. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I love my sleep. I don't want to lose it. Don't worry. These changes don't usually last forever. They're often temporary, happening during periods of intense spiritual growth. And remember, everyone's experience is different. You might have only slight changes in your sleep, or you might not notice any at all. That's okay too. The most important thing is to listen to your body. If you're sleeping less but feeling energized and happy, that's great. Enjoy that extra time and maybe use it for meditation or quiet reflection. But if you're feeling tired or drained, make sure to rest. Your spiritual growth shouldn't come at the cost of your physical health. Have you ever felt a sudden tingling in your hands or feet? Or maybe a gentle buzzing at the top of your head? If you have, and there's no medical reason for it, you might be experiencing another sign of spiritual growth. These tingling sensations are often described as feeling like a mild electric current or a bunch of tiny bubbles popping under your skin. Some people feel it in their palms or fingertips. Others might feel it in their feet, like they're standing on a vibrating floor. And many people report feeling it at the crown of their head, almost like a soft, tingling halo. So what's going on here? Well, in many spiritual traditions, it's believed that we have energy centers in our body called chakras. You can think of chakras like little spinning wheels of energy. When you start to grow spiritually, these energy centers often become more active. It's like they're waking up and stretching after a long nap. The tingling you feel is often a sign that energy is moving more freely through these centers. It's especially common to feel tingles in your hands, feet, and the top of your head because these are areas where major chakras are located. Your hands are connected to your heart chakra, your feet to your root chakra, and the top of your head to your crown chakra. Imagine you're a garden hose that's been kinked for a long time. When the kink is finally straightened out, you might feel the rush of water as it flows freely again. That's kind of what's happening with your energy when you feel these tingles. The energy that was once blocked or sluggish is now flowing more freely. Now, I want to be clear. These sensations shouldn't be painful or uncomfortable. If you're experiencing any pain or discomfort, it's always a good idea to check with a doctor to rule out any medical issues. But if the tingles are gentle and maybe even pleasant, they could very well be a sign of your spiritual awakening. So what should you do if you feel these tingles? First, don't panic. It's a natural part of the process for many people. Instead, try to relax into the sensation. Take some deep breaths and imagine the energy flowing smoothly through your body. You might even want to try moving your body gently, like doing some light stretches or yoga, to help the energy flow even better. Some people find it helpful to work with these sensations through meditation or energy practices like Qigong or Reiki. These practices can help you become more aware of the energy in your body and learn to guide it in positive ways. But even if you don't do any special practices, simply being aware of these sensations and welcoming them can be powerful. Remember, these tingles are like your body's way of saying, "Hey, wake up. Something amazing is happening here." They're a physical reminder of the spiritual changes you're going through. So the next time you feel that gentle buzz in your hands or that soft tingle on the top of your head, take a moment to appreciate it. It's a sign that you're growing, evolving, and becoming more in tune with your spiritual self. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: your appetite. Have you noticed any changes in what you want to eat lately? Maybe you're suddenly craving healthier foods, or foods you never liked before are now appealing to you. Or perhaps you're just not as hungry as you used to be. If any of this sounds familiar, it could be another sign of your spiritual growth. You might be wondering, what does food have to do with spirituality? Well, actually quite a lot. You've probably heard the saying, "You are what you eat," but it goes even deeper than that. The food you eat doesn't just nourish your body. It also affects your energy and your spiritual vibration. As you grow spiritually, your body often starts to crave foods that match your new, higher vibration. It's like your body is saying, "Hey, we're upgrading here. We need premium fuel." This is why many people find themselves naturally drawn to fresher, healthier foods as they progress on their spiritual path. You might suddenly want more fruits and vegetables, or you might lose your taste for heavy, processed foods. Some people find that they no longer enjoy meat, while others might crave more plant-based proteins. There's no one-size-fits-all diet for spiritual growth, but the common thread is usually a shift towards cleaner, more natural foods. But it's not just about what you eat, it's also about how much. Many people find that they need less food as they grow spiritually. This isn't about going on a diet or depriving yourself. Instead, it's about your body becoming more efficient with the energy it takes in. Think of it like this. Imagine you have an old car that guzzles gas. You have to fill it up all the time to keep it running. But then you get a new, super efficient hybrid car. Suddenly, you're not stopping at the gas station nearly as often because your car doesn't need as much fuel to go the same distance. Your body can be like that new, efficient car as you grow spiritually. It learns to do more with less. Now, I want to be clear about something. these changes should feel natural and good. If you're forcing yourself to eat less or to eat foods you don't enjoy, that's not spiritual growth. That's just an unpleasant diet. True spiritual growth brings changes that feel right and nourishing to you. So, what should you do if you notice these changes in your appetite? First, listen to your body. If you're craving healthier foods, go for it. Experiment with new fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. You might discover new favorites that not only taste good but make you feel great too. If you find you're not as hungry as before, that's okay. Eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satisfied. Don't worry about sticking to 3 big meals a day if that doesn't feel right anymore. Maybe smaller, more frequent meals work better for you now. The key is to stay in tune with what your body is telling you it needs. Remember, these changes in appetite are your body's way of supporting your spiritual growth. It's like your body is smart enough to know exactly what it needs to fuel your transformation. So instead of fighting these changes or feeling confused by them, try to appreciate them. They're a sign that your whole being, body, mind, and spirit is working together to help you reach new spiritual levels. And here's a fun tip: try to be more mindful when you eat. Before each meal, take a moment to appreciate your food. Think about where it came from, how it was prepared, and how it will nourish your body. This simple practice can turn eating into a spiritual experience in itself, helping you to feel more connected to your food and to the world around you. As we move forward in our journey of understanding these physical signs of spiritual growth, remember that everyone's path is unique. You might experience all of these changes in appetite, or just a few, or none at all. And that's perfectly okay. The most important thing is to stay aware, stay open, and keep listening to the wisdom of your body. It has so much to tell you about your spiritual journey if you're willing to listen. Have you noticed lately that the world seems louder, brighter, more intense? If so, you might be experiencing another fascinating sign of spiritual growth: increased sensitivity. This isn't about becoming more easily offended or emotional, though that can happen too. Instead, it's about your senses becoming more finely tuned to the world around you. Let's break this down. Maybe you've found that loud noises are suddenly bothering you more than they used to. The TV that used to be background noise now feels too loud. Or perhaps bright lights seem harsher, making you squint or want to reach for sunglasses more often. Some people even report that certain fabrics feel uncomfortable on their skin, or that they're more sensitive to smells. But it's not just physical sensations. Many people find that they become more sensitive to other people's emotions too. It's like you've suddenly developed a sixth sense for how others are feeling. You might walk into a room and immediately pick up on the mood, even if nobody has said a word. So why does this happen? Well, as you grow spiritually, it's like you're removing layers of spiritual insulation. You become more open and more connected to the energies around you. It's like you're tuning into frequencies you couldn't perceive before. Think of it like this. Imagine you've been wearing earplugs and sunglasses your whole life, and suddenly you take them off. The world would seem incredibly loud and bright at first, right? That's kind of what's happening as you grow spiritually. You're removing the filters that used to dull your perception of the world. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This doesn't sound fun at all. I don't want to be bothered by every little noise or light. And I get it. Increased sensitivity can be challenging at first. But here's the beautiful thing. With time and practice, you can learn to manage these heightened senses. And when you do, you'll find that they're actually an incredible gift. Being more sensitive allows you to experience the world more fully. Colors might seem more vivid, music more beautiful. You might find yourself moved to tears by a sunset or a kind gesture. And your ability to understand and empathize with others can deepen in amazing ways. So, what can you do if you're experiencing this increased sensitivity? First, be patient with yourself. It's okay to need more quiet time or to avoid overstimulating environments for a while. Create a peaceful space at home where you can retreat when things feel too intense. Practice grounding techniques like deep breathing or walking barefoot on grass. These can help you feel more centered when you're feeling overwhelmed by sensations. And remember, it's okay to set boundaries. If you need to ask someone to turn down the volume, or if you need to step away from a crowded place, That's perfectly fine. As you learn to manage your increased sensitivity, you'll likely find that it becomes one of your greatest strengths. You'll be able to navigate the world with a depth of perception that enriches your life in countless ways. It's like you're seeing the world in high definition, with all its beautiful details and nuances. Now, let's talk about something really exciting. Your dreams? Have you noticed that your dreams have become more vivid lately? Maybe they're more colorful, more detailed, or just feel more real than they used to. Or perhaps you're remembering your dreams more often, waking up with clear memories of your nighttime adventures. If so, you might be experiencing another sign of spiritual growth. Dreams have long been considered a gateway to the spiritual realm. Many cultures believe that during sleep, our spirits are free to travel and receive messages from the divine. So when your dreams become more vivid or memorable, it's often a sign that your spirit is becoming more active and aware. Think of it like this. Your dreams are like a movie screen where your subconscious mind and your spirit can play out stories and messages. As you grow spiritually, it's like you're upgrading from an old, fuzzy TV to a high-definition, surround sound home theater. Suddenly, everything is clearer, more vivid, and more impactful. But it's not just about the quality of your dreams. The content might change too. You might start having dreams that feel significant or symbolic. Maybe you dream of flying, which often represents freedom and spiritual ascension. Or you might have dreams where you're searching for something, which could represent your spiritual quest. Some people even report having dreams that feel like more than dreams, like spiritual experiences or visits to other realms. You might wake up feeling like you've just returned from an important journey or like you've received a profound message. So, what should you do with these vivid dreams? First, start keeping a dream journal. Keep it by your bed and write down your dreams as soon as you wake up, before the details fade. Over time, you might start to see patterns or recurring symbols that can offer insights into your spiritual journey. Don't worry too much about interpreting every single dream. Sometimes a dream is just a dream, after all. But pay attention to the dreams that really stick with you, the ones that feel important or that stir strong emotions. These might contain valuable messages or insights for your spiritual growth. Remember, your dreams are a personal thing. While there are common symbols and themes in dreams, what they mean can be very individual. Trust your own intuition about what your dreams mean for you. And if a dream feels particularly significant or troubling, don't hesitate to talk it over with a trusted friend or a spiritual advisor. As your dreams become more vivid and meaningful, you might find that you actually look forward to sleep as a time of spiritual adventure and growth. It's like having a nightly date with your higher self, a chance to explore and learn in ways that aren't possible in your waking life. Now that we've explored these fascinating signs of spiritual growth, I want to share a simple but powerful exercise with you. This exercise will help you tune into your body's wisdom and become more aware of the subtle changes happening within you. Here's what to do. Each night before you go to bed, take a few minutes for this practice. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Sit or lie down in a relaxed position and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now, starting from the top of your head, slowly scan down through your body. Pay attention to any sensations you notice. Do you feel any tingling? Any areas of warmth or coolness? Any parts that feel especially relaxed or tense? Don't judge these sensations as good or bad, just notice them. As you scan your body, ask yourself, what does my body need right now? Then, be silent and listen. You might hear an actual inner voice, or you might just get a feeling or an impression. Maybe your body wants more rest, or more water, or to stretch, or to dance. Whatever comes up, make a mental note of it. Finally, take a moment to thank your body for its wisdom. Acknowledge that your body is your partner on this spiritual journey and that it's working hard to support your growth. Do this exercise every night for a week and see what you notice. You might be surprised at how much your body has to tell you. Over time, this practice can help you become more attuned to the subtle signs of your spiritual growth. As we come to the end of our exploration of these physical signs of spiritual growth, I want to leave you with a few important thoughts. First, remember that everyone's spiritual journey is unique. You might experience all of these signs, or just a few, or even none at all. And that's okay. These signs aren't a checklist you need to tick off to prove you're growing spiritually. They're simply guideposts that can help you understand and navigate your journey. Second, be patient and kind with yourself. Spiritual growth isn't always easy. It can be confusing, overwhelming, and even a bit scary at times. But it's also incredibly rewarding. Each challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, for becoming more fully yourself. Third, stay curious and open. Pay attention to the changes happening within you and around you. Ask questions, seek answers, but also be okay with not knowing everything. Sometimes, the mystery is part of the journey. And finally, remember that you're not alone on this path. There are many others out there experiencing similar things. Don't be afraid to reach out, to share your experiences, and to learn from others. Community can be a powerful support on your spiritual journey. As you move forward from here, carrying this new awareness of the physical signs of spiritual growth, I encourage you to embrace your journey with open arms. Trust the wisdom of your body, listen to the whispers of your spirit, and know that you are exactly where you need to be right now. You are one of the chosen ones, not because you're special or better than anyone else, but because you've chosen to wake up, to grow, to evolve. And that choice, that willingness to grow, is the most powerful force in the universe. So go forth with courage and curiosity. Pay attention to the signs your body is showing you. Celebrate your growth. Learn from your challenges and always keep growing. Your spiritual journey is the greatest adventure you'll ever embark on. Enjoy every step of the way. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the physical signs of spiritual growth. May your journey be filled with wonder, growth, and beautiful discoveries about yourself and the world around you. Until next time, keep shining your light,